Alrighty, let's take a look here.
Hello.
Hey there.
Been a long time.
It's been a long, long time. This whole interview process with you today is so surreal. So real quick, I'm going to give my background information and our connection to the audience, and then I'm going to ask you a few questions. So everybody, this is really a surreal moment for me because when I kind of started this little hobby broadcasting many moons ago, it was on public access television. And if you go through the archives and you see that first year and a half, I referenced a gentleman by the name of Ben continuously. I gave him shout outs as being, the world's best producer, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, you know, I have to admit this, that a lot of the success and the experience that I got from the public access and working with you, Mr. Benjamin Lewis, really, really gave me and opened up this new door to me because, as you know, starting this spring, I have been privileged to become what's called a YouTube partner. So that's going to open up a lot of opportunities for me, and it probably may not have really happened had I not had the experiences and adventures on public access television with Ben Lewis. And now today, I get to put Ben in the hot seat and ask him questions. So without any further ado, allow me to introduce to you my guest and who's hanging out with me today, Benjamin Lewis. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. How you been?
I've been good. I've been good, and I'm like I said, I am excited to chit chat with you tonight because, again, when I said you are the guru in the broadcasting and everything else, I meant it. So I'm excited because it sounds like now you're kind of going out on your own because you're no longer doing the public access television anymore. Is that correct?
Oh, I haven't been there for probably a year. Or no, it's been way more than a year now. Can't even remember.
Right, right. And so now you've left public broadcasting, and it sounds like to me you're deciding to launch your own podcast.
Absolutely. It's been quite an adventure. I started working with my dad for a while, and he had this idea for a for like it, I think his original idea wasn't even like an internet show. It was like a place where people could meet with somebody that has a lot of experience and just ask him questions and learn about his life and his skills. And he wanted me to videotape this and put it on YouTube and do all this. And that all kind of fell by the wayside. And he called this project the Curmudgeon Cafe. It took me a long time to get used to that name, but I see why he chose it. It's not about being grumpy. It's about having experience. It's having experiences, and that's what he thinks of when he thinks of a curmudgeon. And I just like the way it sounds now that it's grown on me for so long.
And I kind of like the idea and the concept. Once I got to the background information as to what it was going to be about, it got me really, really excited because these interviews, these listening to life stories, it's nothing new. I mean, right now, Oprah is doing something called the master class, and it's these interviews and in-depth conversations with people, and all they're really doing is really kind of sharing their life experiences and knowledge, etc. Is that kind of similar, the direction that you're kind of going with this podcast?
The direction we're going with this, and I'm still trying to find the final direction because it really started. I I love my dad's stories from when he was a child, from when he was in the military, from when I was a kid. I love listening to his stories, and so I just wanted to record those for posterity. And I sat down with him at a Sherry's, so the first episode's probably going to have a lot of background noise and all that. But as I was listening to it, I'm like, this is what the Curmudgeon Cafe should be. I love listening to podcasts, and I love listening to people's stories. And so it's just him telling his life story. And I'm the direction I think I'm going with it
Mm-hmm.
is from basically from birth, stories about their youth, move on to stories about their career and what brought them to it, their education, education, military service, and then what they're doing now. It's led them to what.
And how many of these have you got recorded as of right now?
Right now, I only have 3 of them a pipeline. If you visit curmudgeoncafe.net,
Mm-hmm.
there's an email address on there. It's Benjamin@curmudgeoncafe or uh, suggestions@curmudgeoncafe.net. You can email me with suggestions if you want to be on the show. If you know somebody that wants to be on, that has a good story that you would love to have told.
And so, yeah, so you,
That's totally a possibility. Contact me. I'll call you back. We'll email, and that.
so yeah, if you could share those links with me, I would love the opportunity to go ahead and I'll try and kind of get those email addresses out and kind of share that information with some other people because I just like the concept. I think it's different. I just like your concept. I think it's very different from what's out there right now, and I know there's just value in these people and sharing stories, and we've gotten away from that in so many respects. Where many moons ago, before there was television stuff, people sat around and they shared stories and they told stories. Now it needs to be a text 140 characters or less. So I just got really really energized when you start talking about this project. Do you have an approximate date when you're going to actually be launching it? Oops. One of the fun things, here we go. Let's see here. Hello. So I'm just going to we'll just hang out for a quick second. He should pop back in just a second. It's one of the joys of doing live recordings. I think you're back. All right, so I'll wait for you to give me like a thumbs up sign. Let me know if for some reason I think we're having some technical difficulties. That can happen sometimes. This scenario, as awkward as it may be when you have technical difficulties, it's nowhere near as frightening as when it's on live TV, and we've survived that. So let's give this just another quick moment. Let's kind of see what's going on. And are you back? Alrighty. So it looks like we're having some time. Aha, looks like we're getting some technical difficulties here, but that's all right. Here's what we can go ahead and do. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get them reconnected again, so I'm going to wrap this up, and we're going to continue the conversation. I'm going to continue the conversation with him again next Sunday. Because for some reason we're not quite connecting, but like I said, that happens. So that's just a little teaser because I'm really new at doing this Hangouts. And so, let's check it out. I may need to do some fancy editing in just a little bit. Let's take a look. Let's see here. Whoops. Let me. Haha.
Sorry about that. My girlfriend was using Netflix, and it was.
It brought back some good memories because I'm telling you, when something like this happens in this environment, it's awkward, not that stressful. You and I have had technical difficulties on live television. Whole other ball of wax.
Oh yeah. And if you want me to edit that out for you, I'll do that if you'd like.
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. So anyway, so let's go ahead and we'll go back. So is there an approximate date that you might be getting this project up and running?
Yes, I plan on posting the first episode. Um, I believe it was the 16th, so next Monday.
Okay.
I should have the first couple episodes. I'll be releasing them one at a time, and hopefully I'll have a lot more people in the pipeline to get to be on the show. I plan to do 12 of them in the first season,
Okay.
maybe more if I can find more people to interview. But I'm excited.
Yeah, I think like I said, I love the concept. I think it's great. So when you get a chance, shoot me the email address and those links. I'll post them on my Facebook and Twitter and website and see if I can get the word out. Because like I said, I think it is a great concept, and I'm really excited to see where this goes. Because like I said, I think it's great.
This has actually been a dream of mine since I worked at the cable access station. It it was one of the first concepts I came up with. It originally was I wanted to go to a retirement community where people had a
Hmm.
lot of experience, sit down with the camera and just ask the staff who's the best interview or who has the best stories to tell, and have them come on and tell the stories for television. And the real idea behind it was my pastor once said, uh, every time someone dies, it's like burning down a library. There's so much knowledge and information
Mm.
stored and
Wise.
lost.
That is wise words. And I don't know if you heard the part where I was saying, but this whole idea of talking and listening and sharing stories, that's really gone away with today's society. I mean, many, many years ago, before there was the television and all that stuff, that's what people did. People gathered around the living room and shared and told stories. Now, that's really gone to the wayside, and our attention span is at 140 characters or less, and it's just so different. So seeing this coming back to me, I think is exciting.
And I think audio is the best way to do it in a podcast because I like to walk, and when I like to walk, I like to listen to stuff. So I listen to audiobooks. I listen to a lot of podcasts. And because that's when people have the time to listen to that, is when they're walking or driving or commuting. And
Yeah,
so,
and podcasts have become huge. They're hugely popular, and it doesn't seem like it's slowing down whatsoever.
no, it just keeps getting bigger. Like with, what was that one? Serial. Did you listen to Serial?
I have not. I have not yet.
Oh, that's an amazing podcast. I listened to it in like 2 days. It's 12 hours of content in 2 days. It was riveting.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
I would
Wow.
highly recommend that podcast.
Well, like I said, I think you're onto something great. And go for everyone who's still watching and everything else, go ahead and let's give them the name of that podcast and where they can find it.
The podcast is called the Curmudgeon Cafe Podcast. It You can find it at curmudgeoncafe.net. Currently, there's no episodes posted. I'll have the first one posted on the 16th. That will be my father, and again, it may have some background noise unless I can clean that up. The rest of them after that should have slightly higher production value, but I still think it's enjoyable. Lots of good stories about his youth and military service. It,
Perfect. And I'll repost the YouTube video version of this on the 16th on my Facebook page and on my website and stuff too, so that way it'll be fresh in people's mind on the 16th.
Excellent. Oh, and the other aspect of this is I don't want to let my video roots go, so I plan on actually videotaping most of these and posting the segments that don't make it in
Uh-huh.
to the podcast on YouTube, and possibly even breaking out the segments that are really good from the podcast and putting them individually on YouTube as well.
YouTube, it's really a great format, and they're really doing a lot of innovative things.
I absolutely love YouTube. Right now I do Netflix and YouTube. That's the only way I get my entertainment, and 50%.
Right. We're huge. I mean, have you seen the Chromecast key?
Oh, I love that thing. That,
That thing's
that, that,
amazing.
that was the reason it died earlier. We had Netflix going.
So, and that's another thing too. So, if you search through my library of videos of my favorite things, I'm making a list, a playlist of all my favorite things, and one of my top 10 favorite things is the Chromecast doohickey. I don't know. It's kind of like a
Dongle.
USB port. It's awesome. It's awesome, and it can cut your cable bill in half easily.
It's amazing.
And I just really quick too, I'm kind of curious. There was something that and a correspondence that you and I had too, in reference to our mutual background, our mutual past, our connection where we met, which was public access television. I was just kind of curious to, and I don't want to put you on the spot, but what are your thoughts on public access television? In your opinion, do you think that's slowly dying and being phased out? And if so, do you think YouTube's going to be the new replacement for that?
Personally, I think that cable and television distributed that way is going to phase itself out slowly. I think it'll be around. I don't think it'll be as lucrative for people. For the industry won't be as lucrative as it was because people are going to go towards Netflix and YouTube. You already have got Marvel and Disney and Nintendo working with Netflix to create new shows that never touch a regular television screen or a cable line. So
Absolutely, I think one of the big shows right now is Orange is the New Black.
Exactly.
Hugely popular, and again too, that went straight from Netflix. And they're just signing up more and more of these real big name actors and directors to produce new and original content all the time.
And my personal opinion is YouTube is all well and good, and it can replace public access, but YouTube is run by a private company. There's a private company that controls the content and controls what happens there. Right now they're really free about it, and that's fine. I really think the future of true public communication and true, the real community soapbox will be podcasting. Because that's based on an infrastructure, the real simple syndication, RSS, that is not run by a corporation. It's just like email or the actual internet protocols themselves. So that's my opinion of the process.
Very good information, and thank you for sharing.
You're very welcome, Kevin.
All right, my friend. It was awesome hanging out with you. I want to say I wish you absolute best of luck on the upcoming podcasts. Again, I will blast this video out on my Twitter and Facebook and stuff on the 16th, so I can hopefully give everyone a fresh reminder. Shoot me the email with your links and everything else. I'll include that on the video on the bottom, the information section, so people can hopefully migrate and go over to that and check out this new production that you are embarking on, because I think it sounds exciting, and I really appreciate you coming out and hanging out with me.
Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate it too, and I hope to do
Awesome.
it again sometime, and I hope to have you on my show possibly.
You got it. You know what? I'll do it. I'm putting it on record right now. I will come and do your cafe. As long as I don't have to pronounce the title of it in the process. I don't know if you noticed, I've danced around saying the title of it this entire thing. Yes, I will do it.
Okay. Thank you, Kevin.
Awesome. You take care, and I'll talk to you all soon. And as for you guys, my viewers, this is kind of what it's all about. I've got a series of people I'm going to be chatting with. Today it was with my old colleague and friend Benjamin Lewis. I've got other people from all parts of the country and even outside the country, because I got someone lined up from Canada, so that counts as outside the country. And we're just going to be hanging out, and we're going to be talking, and we're going to be chatting. So this is it. This is the segment called Hangouts with Kevin. And I'm signing off for tonight in this episode. Take care.